Welcome back to Third Saturday in October, your SEC water cooler podcast for the rest of us. Find us online at thirdsaturdayinoctober.com, on social media at TSIO pod. And you can also support us on Venmo or buymeacoffee.com, both at the handle at TSIO pod. So that's buymeacoffee.com/TSIO pod, I guess. We're coming back after a little bit of a hiatus between College World Series a couple months ago. Congratulations to the Bayou Bengals. Mostly for the Jello shot challenge, but we are now into fall camp for football season 2025. So here from a nice restful couple weeks, Jared, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Happy birthday. You just had a birthday. We
Thank you,
both
sir.
had a pretty eventful summer.
Yeah.
So after, baseball, we took a little hiatus and man, I can't be more excited to be back and ready to reload and run it back. And of course, Netflix just came out with this wonderful, Any Given Saturday series, which I don't
Yep.
know if you've had the privilege of enjoying yet, but
It
um,
is on my watch list.
okay,
And
well, I will give you a warm warning that there is I believe it's in episode 2 where there's a review or a reminder that's painful to the Tennessee fans of the game in Arkansas last season. So
yeah,
just be forewarned about that. But they dish it out to everybody. Auburn certainly had its downs last year. So, but yeah, that series is really cool, and I won't get too heavily into it since you haven't watched it yet. We can talk about that another episode prior to the season starting. So,
yeah. No, I think my first thing to watch is Remember the Titans. Like
mm,
it kind of it it really gets me ramped up for football season.
yeah,
Um, I tried to play a year of high school football, but my freshman year I was 5'2", maybe 120 pounds.
yep,
Running
that was my
scout.
problem. Yep.
Yeah, running scout team tailback. I wish I still had the problem of only being 120 pounds. Um, but man, I've put on 100 pounds since then.
Well, good for you, and you
And
look great.
and and, and
When I was in middle school, I played football, and we won the city championship. And after
yeah,
that, I went to a private or public school. What was There was zero chance of me making the team, and I was okay with that. I was like,
yeah.
you know what? I ended on a city championship. Let it be.
I remember getting I was running scout team tailback, getting the flipper from our starting linebacker, and I came up off my feet and flew backwards.
Oof.
And I don't know how I was. It was a crazy play where the quarterback fakes a dive to the fullback and then follows me through the hole. So I'm the lead blocker. I don't know how I didn't hit him, but I remember landing like 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage on my back, and I was like, I'm not sure I want to get up. Um, but that was about the end of my high school football days. But loved watching high school football. I was actually awarded most school spirit senior year. Um,
Well,
it
that would maybe explain a little bit that sunburned Baylor photo.
Oh yeah, yeah. That they were
Which that's a callback for anybody who's new to the
yeah.
show. Yep,
You can go find it on Instagram at
it's on
TSIO
there.
pod.
Yes.
Yeah. So that really gets me into football, the football spirit. I'll take my kids, my two boys, to some high school football games this fall as well. And then
Yeah, there's some good high school football in Nashville.
there is,
You
and
guys got some All Americans, some even some maybe you get a couple high 4 stars, 5 stars playing in the area.
well, we'll
So,
get to it. So my alma mater, Brentwood Academy,
mhm.
is the same alma mater of one George McIntyre,
Yep.
who's in a quarterback battle up at the University of Tennessee. So we'll get to
And
some of the
yeah, we'll
rumors.
see. I can't wait to see how the QB stuff shakes out at Tennessee this year. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as concerning as some Tennessee fans do. But
I no,
yeah,
I'm not too concerned. I am like anxious for whoever's going to be QB1 to take all of those reps instead of them being split two or possibly three
well,
ways right now.
in
So,
some ways, I mean, it is a totally different situation. But Florida last year coming into the season, well, there was a lot of talk about whether Napier would get fired. He was on the hot seat, and I remember those first several games they had some losses, and their main quarterback, who was a transfer from Wisconsin, his name was Mertz. He got hurt,
yep.
and then that brought in the 5-star freshman DJ. What's his last name? My mind is
I
Lad.
believe it's pronounced.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Ladway, Lagway is his
Lagway,
last
yeah.
name, and the dude is a beast. And their season ended up playing out, and it was really good. So I'm curious to see if history repeats itself, but with Tennessee, where I certainly don't want your starter to get hurt, but
Uh,
um, if there's a similar thing, like, hey, you got all these different variables coming in at the beginning of the season, but at the end of the season, you look back and be like, hey, this was fine. So
yeah. I mean, I think the biggest, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things going on with uh each of the three options Tennessee has at quarterback. You got somebody who's brand new to the system as of this summer, who's the most experienced.
which was not your fault.
No, you've got somebody who's got a year under their belt, but very little experience, and then you've got somebody with huge upside, maybe the most talented of the three, but
Just hadn't played.
true freshman
Yeah.
who
Well,
did
he's
come
got a
in December, got to go through spring practice, but it's different. And Joey Aguilar, and we'll just kind of roll right into this. Joey Aguilar has a lot of experience, but App State, though he has played at a lot of big time stadiums, um, uh, there's and you hear about this from other people who've played there. Neyland, there's something different about Neyland Stadium. I mean, it's one of
sure.
the biggest. Uh,
It is the biggest, I think.
I think Michigan is the biggest. So the
Okay.
Big House and Neyland used to go back and forth. Um, like every couple of years, somebody would renovate, add more seats. Then Tennessee realized, hey, let's take away some of these seats, add more boxes, and we'll make more money because we'll be able to get more big donors in
Yeah, because
there.
it's already loud as hell, and
Yeah.
it's already, that's
So
not what you don't need more loudness. You need yeah, maybe you
yeah,
need
so
money.
you,
So
you you've got Alabama players, Oklahoma players saying Neyland Stadium is the craziest place to play, which really does surprise me when I think about Death Valley at night down in the
oh
bayou.
yeah, these are all
Um,
really really difficult places, and that can go for Clemson or LSU because they're
yeah,
both tough.
the
So
swamp is no easy place to play.
yep.
There are a couple fantastic places to play college football, but when when I guess at App State you're the underdog when you're going into these places, so you're betting with house money. Um,
Yeah, you're making
now
money.
now
You're
now
being
the
paid to
pressure's
be
on.
there. Mm-hmm.
Um, now you're betting with Haslam money, and you don't want to make Jimmy Haslam mad. Um,
Hmm.
but then you've got Merklinger who's kind of been there, but not had the pressure of you've got to carry this team, and not the pressure of a full time starter. And then you've got McIntyre who apparently had the best day at scrimmage on Saturday, but going mostly against twos and threes, from what I understand. But what does that say about the QB battle that George McIntyre arguably had the best outing? There's a bunch of Blurgate where Jared, I don't know if you heard about this, but Tennessee released a video from spring practice shortly before the scrimmage. I guess it was about a week ago, and it's video. The camera perspective is near the receiver and defensive back. Defensive back makes a good play and completes the interception. And the person who has thrown the ball has been blurred out. And there's all sorts of conspiracies about is it is it Joey Aguilar? Is it Jake Merklinger? Is it George McIntyre? Is it Kitzelman? Like people think it's our tight end, and I'm like, why would it be our tight end? But they're like, but people say, okay, it is a red jersey, but it looks like the way the numbers blurred out, it looks like it could be 80. Is Kitzelman 84? It looks like it could be a bigger double digit number, not like a 10 or a 12, like McIntyre or Merklinger. I I don't care. As somebody made the point, interceptions are going to be thrown in practice. If it hadn't happened yet to all three of them, it's going to happen, especially when you got a defense like Tennessee does.
Yeah, Tennessee's defenses.
Who they're saying they're 12 deep on the defensive line.
Well, that's an encouraging thing to hear.
Still, yeah. So I don't know. I think um I think Heupel's one who if the whoever he rolls out there first against Syracuse isn't working, he's not afraid to make a change and roll with whoever really takes hold of that job. I hope a decision is made before Syracuse and we don't have to make any game time decisions, in
Yeah.
game decisions. But
No disrespect to Syracuse, but I feel like that's a game that is a good test. Because they're not a complete walkover, but they're not the dominant team in the ACC.
yeah,
So I think that's going to be a nice opportunity to kind of see where we're at with
yeah,
Tennessee, and a good first game, because it's not a group of six or whatever it is now,
yeah,
and it's a reasonable opponent, but it's manageable,
yeah,
and really you just need someone to manage the game. Although you like the star power that you previously had at Tennessee at quarterback, but if you don't have that this season, where you have somebody who really manages the game well, I mean, Georgia's won with that, Alabama's won with that in the past. It's
yeah,
it's fine.
yeah.
So
Who can manage the game and hit a couple down the field throws?
I
Uh,
believe that's on your roster, and we'll
and
see how it plays out.
and a big part of that is our wide receivers.
Yeah.
Um, being young, um, you know, we'll we'll see. I also feel really good about our running backs at this point. Apparently Star Thomas has done some really great things since getting to campus.
Mm.
The transfer, but also Deshaun Bishop and Peyton Lewis we saw last year. I mean, they're only getting better. It's like I guess I kind of feel comfortable with wherever we go quarterback wise. Questions about receiver, questions about offensive line, because that offensive line means the difference between having a good running attack and not. And if we don't have a good running attack, our passing game is not going to be good. It's all built around the run. So I'm cautiously optimistic uh, about the next few weeks and Tennessee football. And I feel good that Boo Carter stuff has kind of been settled. Apparently, I guess he was going after more money, but played his hand too late. And I think he realized, oh, if I don't play at Tennessee this year, I don't play this year.
Oh, that would
Because
be a massive mistake. So
yeah, um, apparently he wanted some more time on offense.
don't they
Um,
all?
yeah, so I don't I don't see why Tennessee wouldn't, especially with knowing what they have this year. It's like we need to find any spark we can get. Um, but it is very hard to play two ways, and um I think Hunter just kind of gave some ammo to a lot of players, but so few players are as dynamic as he was both ways. Um, and that's incredible stamina to play as much as he did last year. But I guess overall, yeah, cautiously optimistic about Tennessee football this season.
Yeah. Well, I feel the same way about Auburn. Auburn has had just a rough go the last couple of seasons. We're in year three of Hugh Freeze and his recruiting, which has been, he's had at least the last two seasons, two top 10 classes and done well in the portal. And we just landed a commitment from a five-star wide receiver that we were really happy about. And Jace Matthews, who went to the same school as our backup quarterback, Deuce Knight, who was also a five-star. And so these guys are, or at least they're from the same town. I don't know if they went to the same high school, but it doesn't matter. What matters is this is a really optimistic time for Auburn fans. Like we want to see it on the field. So I don't want to put too much pressure on you, Freeze. But
Yeah.
when I'm hearing, there's, Nick Saban's looking to coach again, almost like, well, if we bomb, I wonder if Nick would come to Auburn. Like,
Man,
but I'm not rooting that we bomb. Of course, I want you to win.
yeah,
But
you'd rather win with who you got.
yeah, and that would be just so like a slap in the face to the state of Alabama if Nick Saban took a job at Auburn after all the success at Alabama. That would just be I don't even know how that would. I can't fathom him doing that, but who
That
knows?
because Saban has taken 2 years off. I don't know how it would compare. Um, on Nashville Sports Radio earlier this summer, they were talking about what are the um oh, um I guess biggest betrayal coaching changes.
Hmm.
And um I remember they were talking about a few, and I can't remember all that they were talking about, but I tweeted in um Texas A&M's baseball coach.
Oh,
So
going to Texas, yeah,
going to Texas and
that
in
was a betrayal.
the post College World Series press conference where A&M's just lost and they're asking him about these rumors of you going to Texas, and he's like, "No,
No, 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 and then
I,
oh yeah,
I
I'm going to
I'm
Texas.
here. My family's here. Texas A&M is my home. This is where." And 3 4 days later, he's announced as the new head coach at Texas.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar with um Texas sports, and I think the SEC is starting to learn, there is I think A&M may be even more angry at Texas
Well,
just in
A&M
general
just hates Texas, period,
th- than than
regardless of that. Yeah.
than Auburn and Alabama. Um,
Yeah, they're probably equal. Those schools hate each other. So,
Auburn, sometimes I feel like Alabama tries to make them seem like little brother, but
oh, there's no, yeah, you're not feeling wrong. That's exactly what happens. So, and
A,
unfortunately, they can back that up.
yeah,
So,
A&M has always been Texas's little brother.
little brother, yeah,
Um, and
doesn't matter what they do. Yeah.
yeah, so it has just been very bitter. And so Saban taking 2 years off, I think I don't know. I don't though college football is a much bigger sport than college baseball. Um, like I think those are two of your biggest potential uh uh Benedict Arnold's.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, okay. I remember when Nick Saban was a coach of Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins, and everybody's like, "We're hearing rumors you're going to go to the University of Alabama." Oh no, 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 no. And then next thing you know, he's at the University of Alabama. So this is not Nick Saban's first rodeo.
right.
I don't think he has loyalty to a degree.
Yeah,
So,
you know,
If
I'm
he
gonna
goes to
be
Oklahoma or he goes to Auburn or he goes to whoever knows, but he'll go somewhere if he wants to go somewhere.
yeah,
No school's not going to take a chance on Nick Saban, so it wouldn't surprise me if like a Texas Tech throws it all in if they're tired of their guy. So
yeah.
they got the money.
Um,
Just does Coach Saban want to live in Lubbock? That's the thing.
well, how funny would it be if he went to some place like Mississippi State?
I doubt that they and that's not a disrespect. It's just Mississippi State's they're probably the most behind in the SEC when it comes to facilities,
Absolutely.
NIL. Um,
I mean that.
they have a really good head coach. They got Levy from who was the OC at Oklahoma, and that,
Yeah,
for what Mississippi State should achieve in the SEC, he should be able to get that done.
yeah. Well, I'm
You win a couple games against Ole Miss, you finish half of the pack. You're that's winning at Mississippi State.
yeah. I I just think of like Spurrier going to South Carolina, who was
That was after he was at Washington, but you're
yeah.
right. That's kind of a good example. Yeah.
Um, and just I don't know. I I have a hard time actually seeing Saban coming back based on what he said when he retired.
No, that's all out the window. He's had 2 years. He's itching to get back in it. He's still young, and then Jimbo Fisher wants to get back in. So there's going to be a school that takes a chance on him.
Yeah.
My if I had to guess, probably an ACC school maybe. One school that popped in my mind about him would be like a Virginia Tech. I'd be curious to see if he'd go for a
Ooh.
school like that.
Yeah.
But Jimbo Fisher's you're going to see him on the sidelines, kid. I just don't know where.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. He just he hadn't needed a new paycheck yet because
no, Texas A&M took care of it, but it's the ego thing, right?
yeah,
Like the ego's bigger than the paycheck, I think, in this case. And Jimbo's like, you know what? I can still win. He has like a 70% winning percentage.
it's
There's
nuts.
going to be a school that says that's good. That's good for me. We'll take that.
Yeah.
So we'll see who it is. But I don't know what really schools have a hot seat. To be honest,
Well, so I wanted to talk about Florida
okay.
because this time last year, it's like, like we're gonna see what Napier's got, and through the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, it's
Oh, it's
like,
brutal. Yeah.
when are we going to fire this guy?
No, they were ready to kill him, and
And
yeah.
to watch their second half that has landed them in the top 10 this year, if I remember correctly. I mean, I don't.
So they have a very difficult schedule again this year. They had a brutal one
v-
last year, but this one's
Very
bad
difficult
too.
schedule.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me last week, um, like a breakdown of the 10 most difficult schedules. What did make me feel good is Tennessee is named on, I think, 7 of those. So 8 of the top 10 are in the SEC, and 7 of those SEC um, teams play Tennessee. And to see Tennessee listed on all those, I was like, okay, so people think that Tennessee's going to be decent. Um, that makes me feel good. They know a whole lot more than I do. But uh, to see Florida ranked ahead of Tennessee this year, um, I and I honestly I didn't pay attention enough to know what Florida lost, what they kept over from last year. How much of that's going to carry over. I do know Tennessee lost a lot. 4 of their 5 starters on offensive line,
Yeah,
two
that's
defensive
hard.
linemen to the draft, at least 2. Like Tennessee did lose a lot of receivers, but Tennessee's also got a stout defense on paper going into the season. So I think our defense is going to keep us in it at the beginning as we kind of get our feet under us. Um, and then we'll see after that.
Absolutely. I'm excited for Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to do just fine. I don't see them tanking and having a ruined season unless there's just unbelievable injuries and I
Right.
guess anything could happen. But
Anything
um,
could happen, but I think Tennessee, to make another reference to Las Vegas life, I think they're playing with a little bit of house money.
yeah, I feel that
Uh,
way.
with their quarterback situation being what it has been this offseason.
And the whole Nico debacle, I think
Right.
there's some grace. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is Heupel, I mean, I think he's going to do fine with Nico. Um, would they have made it back to the playoffs? I don't know. Maybe. Uh,
Oh, I think so. I definitely think that.
but he's got a mulligan this year. If they barely make a bowl or don't make a bowl, it's like, okay, we, this was a development year and we're looking forward to 2026. But I do think there's the possibility of Tennessee also doing. I'm not saying they're going to win the national championship, but I do think they do well, um, and could possibly threaten for an SEC championship game berth. Um, as we all know, it's just gotten harder with.
Yeah, I think Texas is going to be in the running. I think LSU could be in the running. Um, Not sure beyond that just yet. I'll
Yeah,
see if
I mean,
Alabama's back. I'm not. I'm hoping they're not.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
interested to see what Carson Beck does at Miami. Um,
I think Miami is going to be probably like in the same boat as last year. I think they're going to be good. They might even be playoff good, but uh, are they going to
Carson
win it
Beck's no
all?
Cam Ward.
No, he's not. Uh, and but Miami is a better team than they've been the last uh, couple decades for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, they're good. Um, I don't know, man. I'm not even sure I'm picking Miami to win the ACC. I'm probably leaning into a Clemson at this point, but we'll see.
yeah,
It's so
um,
hard to know until they start playing. You don't know.
yeah. So Georgia also being in a new quarterback position, will be interested to see how they do. They're going to have a great defense. That is
Yeah,
how Kirby Smart does things. But how he surrounds his young quarterback who played well but also played young. Um, did not protect himself when he went in. Uh, I guess it was against Texas in the SEC championship game. Um, and then Carson Beck had to come in and go all Matthew Stafford. Uh, although it was Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford. Um, the the infamous play uh, where he gets hit, pops his left shoulder out of socket. I think it was left shoulder, and yeah, um, would not let the trainers come to him because he's like, I have to sit out, and I'm not sitting out the next play, and then goes and throws either a touchdown or 2-point conversion. I can't remember what it was. I think it was to win the game. Uh, and as soon as he throws it, guys are coming up to congratulate him, and he's kind of like, no, 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 like, don't touch me, don't touch me. And he runs to the sideline saying, it's out, and his shoulder had popped out. Um, but he he toughed it out, and I I can't imagine. But Carson Beck had to do a similar thing there at the end of the SEC championship game against Texas, um, having to gut it out because I guess he was a true freshman at the time. Um, Quarterback, uh, and now I'm blanking on his name. Stock, Stock something. Who knows?
yes, remember as you said earlier. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I'll be watching Georgia, especially early in the season, because week 3, they take on Tennessee. Um,
let's get it done early. Rip the band-aid off. Yep.
yeah, we're gonna find
Where's
out.
that game at? Is that in Athens or Knoxville?
Oh, geez. Um, I'm
Hopefully
trying to
it's in
pull
Knoxville because you're on the road against Bama.
on the road against Bama. Yeah, because I think those two all like they're opposites.
Okay, well that could be encouraging for Tennessee that if that game's at Neyland.
Yeah.
So
Um, so we will see.
yeah,
Um,
coming soon.
um, what other any other storylines that are sticking out to you this year? Uh, any drama that stood out to you?
Well, I mean Auburn had a couple players this summer that got in trouble, and that always just drives me nuts. These are
Yeah.
good guys that are going to play, and may potentially both could be off the team. So I'm hoping that's not the case, and this is a misunderstanding, and they can work their way. But if they did,
Summers are hard
if they did
because
legitimate bad stuff like they're accused of, then it is what it is. So that kind of stuff troubles me because you work so hard in recruiting to try to get some of these kids, and
yeah,
you get them in, and then they do something stupid like drugs or stealing or beating on their girlfriend or something that's just inexcusable. DUIs, what you see it.
yeah.
We see it more with Georgia than other
You used
schools
to
or
see
our
it with
schools.
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, you're seeing some of it with Auburn now, and it drives me nuts. And I just don't like it. And a part of me is like, well, that kind of comes when you get these high recruits. It's like, no, that's no excuse. These guys know better. They're just being idiots.
well, in
So
something that Cam Newton said, I think he said this recently. I watched it yesterday, but he's talking about five stars and
well, they are entitled. Good God,
yeah, and he was like these five stars, they're good, um,
they haven't played yet.
but can they take coaching? Can they take parameters? Because you get coaches like Saban who controlled every minute of every day for his players. I think that's part of the reason why some of these college coaches don't translate to the NFL because they go to the NFL and they want to do it the same way. But now you're working with guys who are making millions and millions and millions of dollars instead of just a million, $2 million a year, who don't have to be in class, who truly feel like they don't have to answer to anybody. Um, but in college, you do have those parameters and you can kind of force them into doing exactly what you want them to do. Um, and then summer comes around and there's less contact, less structure because you're taking fewer classes. You can only interact with coaches so much. Things change, and that's usually when kids are getting in trouble. And what Cam Newton was saying is it's like the five stars get all these ratings when you comes to recruiting classes, but they have to fit. They have to be able to take coaching and they have to be talented. And it's harder than you think to find somebody who can check all of those boxes.
Yeah, well said.
So,
Well, all right. I know this is a little bit of a sweet little taste appetizer, if you will, as the season approaches. So we got a couple more weeks before things get rocking. Is there a game that you're just I mean, you already mentioned Tennessee and Syracuse. I know you're itching to see your Vols. Is there any other games that you're kind of looking forward to? Anything that you're like, oh yeah, I'll probably watch that one. I'm looking forward to that. Anything that pops out to you?
um, to be honest, I've been so unplugged from college sports. Uh, getting
That
re-
that might explain your joy and your energy level.
well, and I'll because we were talking about this before we started the podcast, and I can't remember if we've referenced it. I did have a birthday. On my birthday, I also sent my oldest to kindergarten. And so we are kindergarten parents for the first time and trying to figure out all of those logistics, all the forms to fill out. We dropped him off for the bus for the first time. This is his first time riding the bus this morning, and I've just been so focused on kindergarten and my family that I have not been paying attention. Um, Texas, Ohio State.
Yep. The first actual SEC game though was Missouri and Central Arkansas, which Missouri should handle them. But that's Thursday, August 28th.
Yeah.
Auburn and Baylor play that Friday night, which I'm excited about that. That
I
Baylor, that's at Baylor, so that's not a gimme.
Yeah,
Um,
I may get sunburned just for that game. We'll see.
well, I hope you don't get I hope you don't get too sunburned. I of course will be cheering for Auburn. I totally respect and understand if you feel the need to pull for your Baylor Bears.
Uh,
Um,
I it's going to be interesting to see if there's how much competition there is on the field, at least from Baylor's
well,
side of the field.
you mentioned Tennessee and Syracuse, Alabama and Florida State. I can't imagine that wouldn't be fun to watch. At least the first half
Yeah.
until Alabama takes over and Florida State proves they're the same team as last year. But then, of course, in the evening you've got Clemson and LSU, which
Ooh,
is
yeah.
that's at Clemson. That's going to be a good game, dude.
I mean that,
That's almost dumb of Clemson to schedule that.
yeah.
I can't wait to watch that. That's probably the game I'm looking forward to the most that day. Although Texas and Ohio State is intriguing, and some of these others are as well. But of
You
course,
know, look,
I want to see
Clemson,
Auburn Baylor because Auburn's my team. But
yeah.
Clemson LSU, that's going to be a good game to watch. So,
Clemson scheduling two SEC foes in the regular season because you start off with
oh,
LSU
you got
and
to
then
play
you
South Carolina too.
play
Yeah,
South Carolina.
yeah. South Carolina's no cupcake. They're getting better. So,
I I love um the I, I love the pairing of uh
Beamer,
yeah
Shane Beamer,
coach
and
to program like
yeah.
um he is different than Spurrier, but like they're fun to watch on the sidelines. They're fun to watch at at press conferences in totally different ways. Um, because Beamer is just Beamer. I mean,
Well, South Carolina does open up against Virginia Tech, and that's Sunday, August 31st. So that's a 3 p.m. game. South Carolina's probably going to win that one because it's at South Carolina. I'm sorry, that's in Atlanta actually. That's a neutral site. So
yeah,
uh,
I was just looking at that one.
I'm picking South Carolina in that one, but that should be a fun matchup too.
Yeah,
That's a good test for the Gamecocks. So
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
there's some good games that opening weekend, man. It's gonna be fun.
there's some really good games. By the way, college football kicks off. Um, at least Power Four on Saturday, August 23rd. Um,
Isn't that wild? Like there's I think there's games maybe even prior to that.
there could be because I'm just looking at top
Because yeah,
25.
Iowa State and Kansas State, which are both ranked teams, by the way, they're playing Saturday, August 23rd.
Right. What time period are we in that Kansas State and Iowa State are both ranked?
That's the game that's kicking off the college football season, 17 versus 22. That's in Ireland, which when you're in Ireland, you think I want to see Kansas State and Iowa State. Not really,
Because
but
they ask other teams and they're like, heck no, we're not going to Ireland.
what last year was Georgia Tech and Florida State, and Georgia Tech beat Florida State,
Yeah.
and I watched that game and I actually enjoyed it. So I'll probably watch this one too, just because I'm so eager to see college football, and this is two good Big 12 programs, so I probably will end up watching that, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm excited about it.
So um as we can get to the kickoff of college football, um Lee Corso is hanging up
Yes,
the headgear.
yep,
Um who
a legend.
a legend. And
Yep.
I think I've said this on the show before. Um, he's very eccentric. I love Lee Corso. He's just out there, and I love it. Um, and I'm I love how ESPN and especially Kirk Herbstreit have kept him around,
Yep.
and kept him involved, uh, as long as he's wanted to. Um, and I'm not sure where everything's gonna go with. I mean, Saban's there this year, Pat McAfee's there this year. I love the two of them kind of taking the place of Lee Corso because Nick Saban brings in that coaching experience that Lee Corso had. Um, Pat McAfee brings in the eccentric nature that Lee Corso had. And I know a lot of people who don't like Pat. I'm I'm all for it. I mean, college is a little more eccentric anyways. It's still quote unquote amateur players. You don't NFL is a different type of game, but there is a pageantry, um, and maybe a feralness to college football that I think Pat really brings to it. Seeing him rip off his shirt every week, jump into the Tennessee River, like I'm here for all of it. I love it. I know some people don't, but also you're looking at Most School Spirit 2005, who is nicknamed Mania. I think it's just kind of a kindred spirit kind of thing, that I love, Pat. I kind of want to get your input on. Do you think College Game Day should keep Pat around long term, or do you think it's kind of run its course?
I think he was doing the WWE stuff, and
Yeah,
he actually pulled out from that because he was getting burned out. Now I wonder if he's just done too much.
yeah,
So as much as I've enjoyed having him around, because he does bring kind of an energy and a humor and uh, a little bit of a fun element to it. I'm okay with him if he steps back, takes a break, because I think the show is solid either way. And
yeah,
it's not the game day that you and I grew up watching, and that's okay.
yeah,
Uh, there's certainly other options, and now with this, just so much overwhelm of content on social media and YouTube, like it's less must watch to me than it used to be. Although I still will, peruse it. But I can't remember the last time I sat there and watched an entire episode of Game Day. And it's no disrespect. I think they're creative and they do a good job. But sometimes I'd rather just click on a YouTube video and hear what Josh Pate has to say or
yeah.
whatever.
Well,
Um,
and like family dynamics change the ability to sit in front of a TV for a couple hours on a Saturday morning as well.
oh yeah.
So, it kind of makes it harder to sit there and just veg out when you've got a family wanting to do things, needing to do things, having different activities. I get it. Um, Also, just kind of as we're talking about broadcasting, another thing that happened for Tennessee over the offseason, uh, our our play-by-play radio announcer, Bob Kessling, retired at the end of basketball season, to be replaced by the former voice of the Tennessee Titans, Mike
Oh yeah, I
Keith,
saw that. That's
who
interesting.
the the announcement video is just fantastic. Mike Keith, if you don't know, kind of grew up all around Tennessee, but started at Tennessee, um, and his first week on campus walked into the radio station and said, "Hey, I want a job." Like he always wanted to get into radio, and I'll let him tell the story because it's better. But basically, he walked in, wanted a job, walked out with a job, learned from John Ward. I think he does a really great job at painting that picture. Um, he his first play-by-play gig was with the Titans, and one of his first two seasons, I think it was his second season of play-by-play, may have been his first. He calls the Music City Miracle and the Titans' only only appearance in the Super Bowl. Um, but I remember listening to quite a bit of Titans football on the radio, listening to Mike Keith, and very excited to have him in orange and white in Knoxville. So I'm excited about the fall, and as I've said here, I'll watch a lot of football on the radio. And
No shame in that.
and
Yeah,
having a quality play-by-play guy is necessary.
it
So
is.
in basketball season too, like basketball
Oh,
season,
100%. Yeah.
there I listen to a lot of it, running errands in the evenings, um, or just kind of in the background as the kids are watching their stuff. But a lot changing over the off season, and the boot is about to meet the ball as we kick off the 2025 college football season, and I couldn't
Amen.
be any more excited.
Hallelujah. I
Um,
can't wait either, dude. So as we wrap this episode up, where can people uh, support? Where can people reach out if they got
yeah,
questions? We want to include some more, fan involvement this season.
yeah,
You and I are potentially going to go on the road at least for a game in the fall, maybe even a basketball game or two. So we're going to try to be a little more involved, not just via podcast, but doing some in person,
on
maybe
the
some meetups.
yeah,
Should be a fun season,
yeah.
and not just in football, but moving forward, basketball, baseball, whatever.
No, I let's run this backwards. You can support us Venmo at TSIO pod or buymeacoffee.com/TSIO pod. You can find us on social media at TSIO pod, um, Twitter, X, Instagram. I'll try to be better about posting this year.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, no
it's
worries.
it's crazy, but you can always reach out to us there. You can reach us directly.
Yeah, just shoot us a
Podcast,
message.
yeah,
Yep.
podcast at third Saturday in October.com. And you can find us online, third Saturday in October.com as well. Plenty of places for you
Yeah.
to find us.
If you want to talk trash, if you want to ask a question, you
Hey,
know,
I love talking trash.
yeah.
There are a couple of Florida fans at my office, and as many of you know, I hate Florida. And I love talking trash because for so long I've had no leg to stand on.
Let the record reflect, by the way, I am actively working on going and attending the Florida Tennessee game in Gainesville this year.
Ooh,
Um,
yes,
I really want to see there's that and Florida Texas. I want to see Arch Manning play. So I'm going to try to hit those two games in Gainesville. We'll see if it plays out, but that's what I'm hoping to do.
absolutely. That would be
Oh,
fantastic.
and I'm going to be up in your neck of the woods. I'm planning, knock on wood, to see Auburn and Vandy, and hopefully
Yes,
Diego Pavia doesn't have another victory over Auburn. Um, but I'm planning to come to Music City and watch that game as of
that would
now.
be
So
fantastic.
we'll see if that plays out that way. So
We would love
yeah,
to
I'm going to need some
see
good
you in that.
barbecue. I'm going
Yeah.
to need some, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to need all
there's
the
several
fun.
places. We will hit them all.
Maybe some biscuits one morning. We'll see.
Loveless
Yeah,
Cafe
so
is
you're
calling
already
me.
thinking ahead, and
I
I've always appreciated that about you. So
yeah, you are going to need to not eat for a couple of days, because
well,
we,
I just got off a cruise, so yeah, I can relate to that. So
breakfast, brunch, lunch, the English have afternoon tea. We're gonna make that a meal. Dinner. Um, uh, Hobbits have elevensies in the
yeah,
morning. We may do elevensies at night, post
yeah.
game kind of thing. Um,
Is there a second breakfast in there
uh,
anywhere?
you can
Yeah.
do second breakfast and brunch. Like I'm,
Okay,
um,
good.
because we got to do Pancake Pantry and Loveless. How
Oh my
can we? They're
gosh.
opposite
Yeah,
ends of town. We're gonna make this work. We're
yeah.
going it.
I want a new wardrobe of polo shirts after this because yeah.
Yeah. You your heart will grow two sizes that day.
Yeah,
Um,
out of love and admiration for my friends and for football,
for and butter.
primarily. Yes,
Um,
and butter. Yeah.
yes. So even more reason to follow us on Instagram
Yep.
because we will have to document this on stories as it goes down. Yeah, I the planning starts now. I am
Yes.
writing it down. Eat all the things. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, and if I can't be there to join you, just post it on TSIO anyway,
Yeah,
and yeah, let me be jealous. Yep.
absolutely. So, yeah, it's almost time to kick off season.
Can't wait. Yep.
So I think everybody knows what it's time for. Roll balls.
War Eagle, can't wait for football season, and I'm excited about this next season of TSIO. Thank you for including me. Appreciate this, Bradley.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jared.
Tailgate, pancake, living room, pregame, burgers, ribs, chicken wings, chip and dip, pregame, scotch and a lot of IPA, Coca-Cola.